He was born where hunger ruled the land, where winter carved its name on every door. A quiet man who learned to track the wind, to read the earth, to live with little more than hope and a rifle held against the cold. The kind a lonely dreamer carries through the storm. He loved once, but the war took her away. His son was taken to a price the world would never pay. Still he walked on through the darkened hills, chasing freedom like a distant, trembling flame. No flag to shield him, only snow to hide his pain. So let the snow fall gently on his name tonight. For every mile he walked alone through endless night. He fought for a home he'd never see again, for a promise whispered only to the brave. Let the wind remember what he couldn't say. Hung beyond, carried by the silent white. He led men through forests haunted by the moon, turned fear into a fire that burned the dark. For one brief moment victory sang, a roar that split the sky like thunder's spark. But triumph fades as all bright things must do, and exiled hearts learn silence far too soon. Tell me, friend, how many dreams can one man lose before he's nothing but a shadow in the frost? How many times can courage rise when every fight returns a heavier cost? Yet still he stood, a solitary figure in the snow, asking nothing but the right to go home. So let the snow fall gently on his name tonight. For the years he carried sorrow out of sight. He fought for a love he never lived to keep, for a country calling softly in his sleep. Let the wind remember every step he chose. Hung beyond where the winter river flows. He rose from fields where broken hands still dreamed of morning light. A farmer's son who learned too soon how freedom asks for more than life. With steady eyes he faced the storm and carved a path through shadows deep, a quiet fire walking toward the dawn. The world had yet to keep. He trained the young beneath the pine, taught courage like a trembling hymn. Their rifles shook, their voices too, but hope grew fiercer watching him. And when the mountains thundered back, he stood where fear refused to stay. A single heartbeat leading thousands through the smoke of a desperate day. Raise your head for the night, for the night he fought is not our night. Shows your voice, for the dream he held still burns in flight. He gave his youth to a dawn he'd never see, yet left a sky where others learn to breathe. Kiem-Georgian, carried by the winds of a rising free. But heroes fall as all men do. Not on the field he led so well, but in a quiet, faithless hour, where bullets spoke what cowards tell. No trumpet cried, no drums replied, yet still his echo fills the air. A whisper rising from the earth, let justice live where I'm not there. Tell me now, what brighter light could any life have shown? What deeper love than guarding dreams you knew you'd never call your own? The mountains keep his footsteps as the rivers keep his name, a legend born of ordinary pain. Raise your head, raise your head, for the night he fought is not our night. Raise your heart, for he carved a road from wrong to right. He carried thousands toward a dawn unclaimed, and left a world forever changed. Kiem-Georgian, in every rising wind, his courage sings again. Walk the ridges where the wind carved promises into stone. A quiet man with fire inside, a flame no winter storm could own. He taught the young to steady fear, to stand where darker shadows rise, for freedom lives in deeper rooms than what the waking world implies. He held no crown upon his brow, no medals from a distant throne. His power was the silent kind that grows where truth is sown. He carried hope like ancient steel, tempered through 1,000 trials, the kind of strength that bends but never breaks beneath the exile miles. Raise your eyes to the mountains. He knew where courage learned its name. Hear the wind repeat his vow, a whisper born of flame. He walked a path none could command, yet many came to follow still. In every step, in every stand, the quiet thunder of soil. He watched a nation lose its breath, yet still refused to yield, for he believed the human heart could be its own unbroken shield. No temple held his sacred ground, no scripture bound his creed, only the faith that liberty was every human's right and need. Tell me now, what kind of man can bear a dream that outlives all his days? What kind of soul can keep its fire beneath the snow's unending haze? The world may forget the roads he marked, but mountains do not forget their guide. Raise your eyes to the dawn he shaped through storms that sought to still his will. For in the hush of northern winds, his vow is living still. A leader forged in silence deep, a light no empire could distill. The world remembers in its sleep the steady flame of Sion. He walked a road no map could draw, a path of shadows stitched with names. The friends he loved became the wind, yet still he bore their silent flames, a leader forged in sleepless nights. With memories no dawn could cleanse, he stood alone where duty asked for more than any hard defense. He wrote his hopes in borrowed rooms, in cities that forgot his face. A nation lived inside his chest, yet nowhere felt like home or place. He watched his comrades fall like stars that break before they touch the sky. And every loss became a vow. He whispered so the world would try. Oh, raise no crown for the ones who leave, for crowns are heavier than pain. He held the grief of 1,000 souls and walked through unrelenting rain, for freedom never blooms without a garden watered by the few. And in that storm of shattered dreams, the loneliest heart was Kim Goo. He carried ghosts along his way, their footsteps echoed in his own. He lit a candle in the dark for those he knew would not come home. No victory could calm the ache of choices only he could make. And though the world would praise his strength, the man beneath could hardly break. Tell me now, what kind of soul can bear the weight of futures built on fallen friends? What kind of love can keep its fire when every chapter bleeds again? The world may lift his name in pride, but whispered truths belong tonight. So raise no song of triumph here. His triumph walked beside his grief, yet from that sorrow bloomed a dream that asked for nothing, brought relief. A man who carried all our dawns while losing those he loved most true. The world remembers with a sigh the quiet courage of Kim Goo.
She walked the streets with quiet fire, a girl too young for grief like this. Yet every step she took became a promise history couldn't miss. Her voice was small, the world was large, but courage widens any room, and even whispers shake the dark when sung against a Gucci. tore the banners from her hands, but not the hope she held inside. For freedom isn't born from might, it's born where innocence won't hide. She spun her fear like gentle walls, 3 beats to brace the trembling air. And somehow in that fragile dance, she taught the world what hearts can bear. Oh, hear the swing of a rising dawn, the rhythm of a fearless child, a voice that cracked but did not break, a light that grew though winds ran wild. Her name became a living flame that winter's hands could never dim. Yuguan sun, the quiet storm that broke the night and taught it him. Behind cold walls she held her ground, though pain tried hard to bend her frame. But wounds can shine like shattered stars when born from more than one small name. She dreamed a land she'd never see, yet left its door forever wide. For those who walk that dawn she shaped, still feel her footsteps by their side. Oh, hear the swing of unclaimed skies, the waltz she spun, so young, so true. A song of sorrow turned to strength, still rising in the morning hue. Her flame survives in every voice that dares to hope where fear has been. Yuguan sun, whose tender roar still shakes the world from deep within.
He walked the station through the cold, a coat that stirred like a rising wind, a quiet fire behind his eyes, the kind that breaks but will not bend. He carried not a thirst for death, but hope the wounded world might heal. For peace is born of courage held by those who dare to think and feel. He wrote of nations side by side, a future shaped by mutual trust. But tyrants fear the dreamer's voice, so dreams were trampled into dust. He saw no triumph in revenge, no glory in a martyr's fame. He sought to strike the root of war, not for himself but for a name. Hear the brass rise like morning light, a vow that echoes through the storm. Not hatred but a wounded plea to break the chains that kept us torn. He walked a path he knew too well, where truth demands a fearless hand on young gun, whose single act asked peace to rise in every land. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. He held the East within his heart, 3 nations bound by ancient sky. He dreamed a table wide enough for foes to speak and not deny. He
did not fire for rage or spite, but so a shattered world might see that even one determined soul can shift the axis silently. Hear the brass sounds and feel the dawn, the bold refrain of deeper call. He walked alone so others might stand taller when their night would fall, not for revenge nor fleeting praise, but for a peace he could not flee. On young gun, whose quiet step still shakes the world with dignity.
In the shadows of a crowded night, he walked where no one dared to stand. A quiet storm behind his lips and fire resting in his hand. No glory in the path he chose, no songs to crown the wounded brave, just footsteps echoing in halls where fear and silence misbehave. He knew that freedom has a cost and some must pay before the dawn. He wrote his vows in smoky rooms and lived the weight of every wrong. No tyrant fears the roaring crowd, they fear the one who walks alone. He learned that sometimes justice burns before its rightful light is shown. A spark in the dark, a spark in the dark, the whisper he carried for years. A spark in the dark until the night disappears. He wasn't carved from made of myths nor sainted by the passing time. He broke to build, he rose to fall, and held the guilt of every crime. But every fracture in his heart was shaped by love he couldn't name. A love for those who never see the future spark beneath the flame. Let the brass sigh low, let the bass walk slow, for he knew that revolutions grow from wounds the quiet dreamers show. A spark in the dark, a spark in the dark, still echoing through history's room. For every dawn that rises now is born by those who lit the gloom, and in that glow we hear the song of Kim One, a flame that learned to bloom.
Before the sun could touch the street, he walked the dawn in quiet grace. A folded letter in his coat, a future written on his face. The city breathed a restless sigh rain still clung to cobblestone, and in that hush she found the strength to stand for those who stood alone. He knew that silence isn't peace, and chains don't break by whispered plea. He carried hope inside his palm for lives he'd never lived to see. A man is more than flesh and fear, more than the weight of passing day. He is the sum of every dream that asks for courage as its stays. For the morning I will never see, for the dawn that others will be free. For the morning I will never see, for the dawn that others will be free. He didn't rise to seek applause, nor carve his name in history's stone. He simply chose the harder path, where truth demands we walk alone. The world may praise the final spark, but only he could feel the night. A quiet man who held a flame and set the future into light. Let the brass breathe slow, let the drums fall low, for every dawn begins with one who dares to stand before the glow. For the morning I will never see, for the dawn that others will be free. For all the lives beyond my own, I gave my breath so they'd be strong. A soft refrain for the dawn, for the dawn fades like mist over the streets of Shanghai.
He walked the alleys where the night pressed cold against the trembling stone. A fading match, a cigarette, its lonely glow, the only home. Behind him footsteps swelled and fell. The city closed in like a jaw. Yet in his eyes a stillness lived that knew the price of every law. He was a shadow in a coat, a name the darkness learned to keep, a single man against the world that would not let the helpless sleep. He didn't raise his hand for fame, nor carve a place among the grand. Instead he held a quiet fire that burned exactly where he'd stand. One last breath, one last light, one last stand in the dying night. He heard the rifles draw their line. He felt the echo of the ground. But bravery is not the roar, it's silence when there's no one around. The smoke curled upward like a prayer, a fragile ghost against the grave. And with that breath he gave the world the dawn that rose beyond his day. Let the trumpet sigh low, let the bass fall slow, for heroes often walk alone, where only dying embers glow. One last breath, one last light, one last stand in the dying night. For every dawn we claim as ours, he gave his darkness to the fight. He wrote where candles fit to burn, in rooms the empire learned to hate. A sharpened mind becomes a blade when truth refuses to wait. He carved the nation not from maps, but from the echoes of its soul. A fire formed from history's dust, a name the darkness could not store. Without the people there is no land, without the spirit none survive. He whispered this to hungry walls and dare the buried world to rise. The chain that binds the quiet mind is forged from comfort, fear, and lies. So he became the loudest page that no oppression could revise. A nation is a soul in motion. A nation is a soul in motion. He lived where borders disappear, where ink outlasts the passing years. For battles waged with sharpened thought are louder than 1,000 spears. He held no rifle in his hand, yet kingdoms trembled when he wrote. For every word he cast in fire became a spark within his throat. Let the guitar cut thin, let the bass hum low. Ideas march fighting, then any soldier can go. A nation is a soul in motion. 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 Not chained to earth, not bound by kings. His voice still rises in the cracks of every place where freedom sings.
He walked where winter bit the bone, a silent oak beneath the sky. A man who traded all he owned, so others might be free to try. The wind in Manchurian fields learned every sorrow in his breath. For those who give the world their all, make peace with life and even death. He left the house of titled names, the comfort every man desires. He chose instead the rugged path where justice lights its coat of fires. A nation's hope inside his coat, a quiet storm behind his eyes. And in the cold he carried dreams that stronger hearts would someday rise. All he had, he gave to the wind. All he had, not get to make. The snow fell heavy on his boots, yet every step refused to yield, for he believed that sacrifice could turn a grave into a field. Let the trumpet cry faint, let the bass hum low, for sometimes giants walk the earth in ragged coasts the cold winds know. All he had, he gave to the wind. All he had, he gave to the wind. And from that wind the dawn was born, for those who rise because he bowed. And from that wind the dawn was born, for those who rise because he bowed. He didn't wait for perfect days or pray the storm would pass him by. He drew a line upon the ground and taught the brave how not to die. No banners waved, no crowds were loud, no songs were sung to mark the stars, just boots aligned and steady breaths and discipline that shaped the heart. He knew that courage without form would scatter like the dust and sand. So he built a force from scattered men and turned resolve into command. A nation learns to stand again, not only through the will to fight, but through the strength to hold the line. When chaos tempts the darkest night, stand the line, hold the ground. Stand the line, hold the ground. He trained the dawn before it came, prepared for wars yet undefined. For freedom favors those who plan and leave no future to blind chance. No single shot would carry him. His name was written in the ranks, in every step that marched as one, without demand for praise or thanks.
Let the brass align, let the rhythm stay tight, for victory is built long before the fight. Stand the line, hold the ground.
Not for glory, not for sound, but so a nation broken once could rise prepared and not be bound.
They told her skies were not for her, that wings were built for other names. But every rule that closed a door became the spark that fed her flame. She watched the clouds like maps undone, a future drawn in moving air, and learned that freedom is an ask, it's taken upward unaware. Engines roared like beating hearts, runways stretched beyond her fear. She didn't chase the thrill of flight, she flew so hope could reappear. Above the ground where borders fade, she saw a land that still could be, not owned by flags or lines of stone, but shaped by will and clarity. She learned the sky so we could rise. Each lesson carved from oil and wind, each landing earned through grit and calm. She turned precision into power and discipline into a song. For those who walk the earth below, she traced a path where courage lives, not in the fall, but in the climb and every future flight it gives. Let the rhythm lift, let the brass glide clean, for freedom often starts in places never seen. She learned the sky so we could rise, past the limits they designed, past the weight of borrowed lies, and every wing that cuts the air still echoes what her life implies. And every wing that cuts the air still echoes what her life implies.
He blended with the crowd at night, a face no one would ever know. The city hummed in borrowed peace, its lights pretending not to glow. No speeches folded in his coat, no promise carved in ringing sound. Just one decision sealed in calm, where lonely footsteps kiss the ground. He learned that hope can weigh too much when carried by a single chest, yet still he chose the narrow road that asked for nothing but his breath. He didn't march with cheering men, nor dream of banners in the rain. He only knew that someone must be willing to accept the pain. Someone has to walk alone. Someone has to walk alone. The clock refused to slow its hands. The moment stood, the world did not. He felt the silence sharp and thin around the place his courage sought. A failed attempt, a broken arc. The night did not reward his aim, but history remembers those who step forward without claim. Let the trumpet fall low, let the city breathe slow. For even when the shot falls wrong, the meaning still can grow. Someone has to walk alone, not to win, not to be known, but so the world might one day say he went. When going meant alone.
Ba da 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 ba ba da da ba ba da 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 da. Whoa. Ba da ba da ba ba da da ba da ba da ba da ba ba da da da. The hills were loud with broken fire. The road was never meant to rest. He learned the shape of moving war from footprints pressed into his chest. No walls to guard, no flags to wave, just breath and dirt and borrowed time. A battlefield that shifted fast with every step he dared to climb. They chased his shadow through the trees. They marked his name with promised gold. But fear dissolves in forward motion when retreat has long been sold. He didn't wait for orders sent from rooms that never smelled of rain. He chose the ground beneath his feet and paid the cost in blood and pain. No safe ground, only forward. No safe ground, only forward. Men behind him follow trust, not speeches written far away. They knew his back would never turn, no matter how the night would stay. A life that burned at combat speed can't fade in quiet history. It leaves its mark in broken lines where courage carved its territory. Let the drums run dry, let the brass cut sharp. For survival, learn to speak in scars instead of no safe ground, only forward. No safe ground, only forward. Standing still meant death and taught us ground is claimed by others.
He watched the years like passing trains, each one too full to let him ride. The world kept changing names and flags, while silence slowly aged inside. They said the fight was for the young, that time had closed its iron door. But conscience doesn't check the clock when truth keeps knocking at the core. His hands were steady, not from haste, but from the weight of living long. He knew that courage ripens late in those who've learned to hold it strong. No shout escaped his measured breath, no fury drove his final choice. Just one clear step into the light when history asked for a voice. It is never too late to stand. He didn't chase a hero's end, nor dream his name would ever stay. He only knew that watching more would cost him more than dying that day. The stone he threw was heavy with a lifetime carved in quiet days. And when it fell, the world stood still to hear what patience had to say. Let the piano speak alone, let the trumpet wait its turn, for some revolutions come after years of silent burn. It is never too late to stand. Not for youth, not for pride, but for the truth you carried wide until the end, and could not hide.
He spoke in rooms split down the middle, where every word could draw a line. Yet still he chose the careful tone that asked for more than yours or mine. He knew the cost of standing still when fear demands a louder side. So he kept walking fragile ground with open hands and nothing to hide. They warned him peace invites a knife, that bridges make an easy mark, but hate grows fast where voices end and silence feeds the deepest dark. He held a dream no flag could own, a future stitched from opposite ends, where wounds might close if someone dared to call their enemies friends. We were meant to meet. Each step he took drew shadows close. Each promise earned another threat. Yet courage isn't only fire, it's staying when you haven't fled. The night arrived the way it does, without a warning, quick and cold, and took the man who wouldn't choose a single truth the crowd could hold. Let the piano break them and let the brass breathe slow, for unity is fragile work the loudest never We were meant to meet in the middle. Not as weak, not as naive, but as the last brave place where all are broken futures
He spoke of days beyond the war, of hands that learn before they fight. A nation isn't born in flames, it's shaped in how we live our lives. He taught that freedom needs a spine, a moral frame, a steady heart. For independence without trust will always tear itself apart. He watched young minds like seeds in soil, knowing roots grow slow and deep, while others chase the noise of now. He planned the promises to keep. No sudden victory called his name, no banner marked the road he chose. Just patient steps towards something strong the careless world too rarely knows. Build the soul and freedom follow. He paid in years in prison walls, in nights that tested faith and calm. Yet still he wrote of discipline, of love as strength, not weakness bound. For those who ask what must be done, he answered simply, firm and clear: be worthy of the world you want, and guard tomorrow, starting here. Let the piano hold the ground, let the rhythm stay sincere, for revolutions built to last begin in choices made each year. Build a soul and freedom follow, not in haste, not overnight, but step by step through tested years, until the dawn is earned by light.
He crossed the rooms where voices clash, where patience was the rarest skill. A map lay open on the table, the future waiting to stand still. No race raised fist, no sharpened blade, just measured words and steady breath. For sometimes nations rise or fall between two sentences, not death. He learned that power loves to rush, but justice walks a slower mile. So he remained when others left, and wore the years without a smile. Each promise weighed against the cost, each silence chosen, not ignored. He bought a little time with grace so truth could find another door. Give us time, and we will stand. Give us time, and we will stand. They asked him why he did not shout, why fire never touched his tongue. He answered with an open hand and faith that outlives being young. For freedom forged too fast will crack, and victories can rot with haste. He kept the nation breathing slow while storms consumed the louder days. Let the piano speak low, let the tempo stay calm, for diplomacy survives where patience holds its ground. Give us time, and we will stand. And borrowed halls, but as a people fully formed, still standing, because time was earned.
He did not shout, he did not plead, no banners raised, no crowds in sight. A quiet man with steady hands, who chose the long and final night. No trembling step, no second thought, no turning back once crossed the line. He folded fear into his coat and walked where endings intertwine. They never heard him curse or cry, nor beg the world to understand. For when a man decides to die, he leaves his doubts behind his hand. The blade was not for hate or rage, but for a truth too long denied. A sentence carved in flesh and bone, so history could not look aside. I was already dead, before the blade was drawn. The wound did not decide his fate, nor did the cell that closed its door. For some are killed by iron bars, and some are dead long days before. Yet even there, with breath growing thin, his silence weighed more than their cries. A final act so clean, so still, it forced the living to decide. No screams, no plea, just one last breath that cut through history cleanly and left a scar. I was already dead before the blade was drawn.
They dressed me up in iron words, called me a monster, called me mad, but I just smiled and tipped my hat. The court had never laughed this bad. They wanted fear, they wanted tears, a trembling man, a broken soul. Instead they got a cigarette and jokes they couldn't quite control. I bow to no imagined throne, no god that wore a human face. If kings are just afraid of truth, why kneel to fear in borrowed lace? They asked me once, do you regret? I laughed and said, regret what part? A life that's spent obeying fools, or one that breaks the rules with art? Put the crown on trial, see how naked power looks. Put the crown on trial, see how naked power looks. I loved a woman just like fire, and hated lies that dressed as law. They tried to cage the anarchist, but couldn't name the thing they saw. For freedom isn't quiet truth, it sings, it mocks, it breaks the tone. And nothing scares an empire more than laughter they can't own. Let the piano stumble, let the clarinet grin, because the joke's on every rule that says we can't begin. Put the crown on trial, see how naked power looks. Put the crown on trial, see how naked power looks. I laughed my way through history and left them shaking in their books. Put the crown on trial, see how naked power looks. Put the crown on trial, see how naked power looks.
The wind arrived before the dawn, thin as a blade, quiet as stone.
He wrote with frost upon his breath, each word a scar, each line alone. No anthem rose from crowded halls, no drums to wake the sleeping land, just poems pressed against the dark, like matches shaking in his hand. They caged his body, not his voice, nor winter's grip upon his tongue. For sentences can't cross the bars where even iron feels too young. He knew that fire sometimes hides inside the coldest breath of air, and silence sharpened into verse can wound the tyrant unaware. The wind will raise, the wind will rise. He named the night, he named the snow, he named the pain without a cry. For poets die 1,000 times before they learn the shape of sky. Yet even there where words grow thin and futures crack like frozen ground, he planted hope in broken lines and trusted time to hear the sound. No march, no shout, just breath and ink. The quietest resistance is the hardest one to break. The wind will rise, the wind will rise. And somewhere far beyond the cell, spring listened and began to move. They wrote his name in wanted ink, a number tied to every mile. He moved where maps refused to speak, counting footsteps, not the while. No metal sewn upon his coat, no speeches carved in marble stone, just orders whispered into night, and men who trusted him alone. The forest learned his breathing pace,
was remembered when he passed, a hunter hunted by an empire that feared how long he'd last. He didn't chase the sound of drums, nor pose for legends yet untold. He stayed where lines were thinnest drawn, and held them when the air grew cold. A price on the wind, still he stands. Command is not a raised fist's cry, it's choosing when to not be seen. He learned the cost of every move, between the shadows, sharp and clean. For wars are won by those who wait, who keep the quiet burning bright, and led by being first to stay when others vanish in the night. Let the trumpet mark time, let the bass draw the line. A general's courage is patience under fire, a price on the wind. Still he stands, and from that stance a path held firm for dawns that came because he planned. The city dressed in calm, bank doors open, clocks aligned. Men spoke of numbers, ink and trade, pretending not to see the bind. He walked among them, breath held slow, a folded future in his coat. For some decisions seal the day, before the daylight feels the note. The streets had learned to look away, to count their losses, close their eyes. But silence feeds the strongest walls, where stolen bread is neatly priced. He chose the sound that breaks routine, the act that history can't erase. Not for the noise it leaves behind, but for the truth it puts in place. There was no road back. Afternoon, there was no road back. Afternoon, he didn't run when echoes fell, nor chase a myth of getting free. Some men are done the moment they decide what others need to see. The city kept on breathing still,
resolved, the crowd moved on. Yet somewhere in the afternoon, a different future had begun. Yeah! Let the drums walk straight, let the horns cut clean. For courage isn't chaos when it's carefully seen. There was no road back. Afternoon, and in that choice so clear and bare, he taught the day to tell the truth.
She tied her coat against the wind, no mirror left to check her face. The road ahead was rough with fire, she refused a softer place. They told her this is not your fight. She answered with a steady stare, for history forgets the ones who wait for others to declare. She marched beside the wounded men, shared hunger, fear, and silent nights, not as a shadow, not a name, but as a voice that held the line. When bullets spoke, she did not flinch. When orders broke, she helped them stand. A woman forged in forward steps, not backward wishes clenched by hand. I did not step back, I stepped in. I did not step 1,000 paths, found courage to begin. The body fades, the will does not. The cause outlives the breath we lose. She knew the end might come too soon, yet never asked what she could choose. For freedom isn't won by luck, nor handed down by careful men. It's claimed by those who walk the fire and never turn their backs again. Let the drums hold fast, let the brass stay low. The strongest march is the one that goes on slow. I did not step back, I stepped in. And in that step 1,000 paths, found courage to
I counted stars the world forgot, not to escape, but to remain. Each light a question in my chest, each silence whispering my name. I wanted nothing more than truth, yet truth itself began to ache. For even hope can feel like guilt when all the world is set to break. They asked me why I did not shout, why I did not raise my hand. But some revolutions live inside, the weight of trying to understand. I feared the lies I might become if I forgot to doubt my breath. So every line I ever wrote was an apology to death. How can I live without betraying myself? without betraying myself. I walk beneath a borrowed sky, a foreign name upon my tongue. The cell was small, the night was long, yet even there the stars were young. If purity is not perfection, but choosing light when lost in doubt, then let my weakness be my proof that hope still found a way out. No blade, no fire, just ink and fear. But even fear can be honest when the soul stays clear. How can I live without betraying myself? The stars did not answer back, but somehow morning came.
The night kept coming one by one. No banners left, no drums to hear. Just boots worn thin on frozen ground, and orders whispered through the fear. No promise of a shining end, no road that led to home again. He stayed because the line was there, and someone had to hold it then. They counted losses, named the dead, rewrote the maps, moved on in ink. But he remained where silence lived, between the breath, the edge, the brink. A war can grind the loudest cries, yet fails against a quiet vow to stand where others could not stay, and keep the line from breaking now. I held the line, I held the line, I held the line, I held the line. No triumphs waited at the gate, no songs were sung when morning came. The cold was patient, so was time, and prisons learned his stubborn name. They took his body and not his will. They closed the cell, not what he meant, for lines once held by human hands
outlive the hands that time has spent. Let the trumpet breathe low, let the bass stay slow. Some victories are measured by how long you say no. I held the line, not for the past nor for applause, but so a future could arise. Held the line. He crossed the river with a borrowed name, mud on his boots, truth in his chest. Some wars are fought with open fire, others by standing the longest test. He learned that fear survives on hush, that lies grow tall when voices bend. So he chose words as weapons drawn and vowed to see the fight through end. They offered peace if he would kneel, a quieter life, a safer room. But silence is the heaviest chain, and comfort blooms like borrowed bloom. He spoke when speaking cost him ground. He wrote when writing closed the door. For history is shaped by those who say no more and mean no more. I will not be silent. Survival isn't running free, it's staying when the truth is thin. He carried time upon his back and paid its price again. No halo waits for living men, no songs are sung while breath remains. Yet every step he dared to take kept daylight honest in the rain. Let the piano tell it plain. Let the piano tell it plain. Drums keep time. The bravest act is staying here when fear says leave it behind. I will not be silent. I will not be silent. I will not be silent. And in that vow the night grew smaller because a voice refused to dim. I sat where bells had lost their sound, counting breath instead of days. The world said chains were carved in fate, but fate dissolves when seen with gaze. No enemy outside the mind, no prison strong as what we fear. So I began where silence lives and asked what freedom means from here. They said be still and wait for peace, as if peace grows from folded hands. But stillness is not turning blind, nor bowing to unjust commands. To wake is not to raise a fist, but see the self that clings to lies. For those who know what binds their thoughts can walk through walls the world denies. Freedom is not given, it is realized. I loved a land I could not hold, a people scattered into names. Attachment cuts as deep as loss, yet love still lights the darkest flames. The lotus rises from the mud, not asking who deserves the bloom. So I remained within the dust and taught the dawn to leave the room. No sound, no form, just breath and will. Awakening is movement that learns to stand still. Freedom is not given, it is realized. And in that knowing chains grew light, because the mind refused their weight.
She packed the night into a bag, maps folded thin with borrowed hope. No medals sewn, no ranks to claim, just miles of dust and ways to cope. The war lived quietly in rooms between the bread and whispered names. She learned that courage wears no noise when history moves through every day. She crossed the borders no one sees, with letters stitched inside her coat. When guns grew tired, she kept the line, with footsteps, meals, and steady notes. To feed a cause, to hide a life, to keep the children out of sight. These acts don't fit in victory songs, yet hold the war together tight. I carried the war so it could go on. I carried the war so it could go on. The years kept taking what they could, but left her hands still warm with will. For revolutions break if love forgets to cook, to write, to heal. quiet keeps the future fed. She walked the long way home each night and made tomorrow out of bread. Let the guitar breathe, let the piano stay. Some fights are won by showing up every day. I carried the war so it could go on, and in that care a nation learned how not to disappear.
The city dressed in polished stone, flags hanging calm, doors standing wide. No one saw the storm arrive, it walked straight in, no place to hide. He learned the weight of silence well, how minutes sharpen into fate. Some fights are won by walking through the room they tell you not to enter straight. No crowd to chant, no signal given, no second hand to share the load. A single breath, a measured step, a future folded tightly so. They built their power out of rooms, out of desks and polished names. So he chose the heart of it and set the truth inside the flame. I walked in, and I did not walk out. The blast was not for chaos' sake, but for the lie that called itself law. When justice hides behind a wall, the wall becomes a target raw. He knew the price before the door, the end before the first step fell. Some men don't seek to leave a mark, they seek to break the spell. Let the drums cut short, let the horns fall still. The moment of will. I walked in, and I did not walk out. And in that choice precise and clean, a city learned what courage means.
No flag to lift, no oath to swear, just cold steel and a steady hand. The night knew who was coming through, the ground remembered where he'd stand. No papers carried his full name, no songs were waiting when he fell. But every step he chose to take made silence ring like iron bells. They ask for heroes dressed in light, for speeches carved in stone and gold. But wars are held by nameless men who do exactly what they're told. and sometimes more when orders break, when plans dissolve, when hope runs thin. He stayed because the line was there, not for a war, but to begin. No name needed, just the act. The bullet doesn't ask for dreams, the night doesn't record your face, yet every path that others take is cleared by someone's unseen place. He didn't wait for history, nor bargain with tomorrow's breath. Some lives are proof enough alone, their meaning sealed the moment of death. Let the bass keep walking, let the drums stay low. Truth doesn't need a spotlight to be known. No name needed, just the act. And in that act so plain and sure, a nation found its ground to stand.
They tried to end a nation won by burning names and breaking lines, but ashes still remember heat, and truth survived between the signs. He gathered fragments left behind, the voices torn, the years erased, and wrote them back into the world, so loss would never take their place. No sword can guard what time forgets, no wall can keep a thought secure. Empires fade when stories live, and memory becomes the cure. He knew a country isn't land, nor flags that rise and fall in flame. It's what we choose to carry on when others try to kill the name. History does not die, it is remembered. History does not die, it is remembered. They chased him not for what he did, but for the truth he would not bend. To write is to refuse the end, to say the past can still defend. When prisons close and guns grow still, the page keeps fighting in its way, a quiet force that outlasts fear and teaches futures how to stay. No fire, no steel, just ink and will. The longest war is memory kept alive. History does not die, it is remembered. History does not die,
back so calm and clear, a nation learned to breathe again. I crossed the sea with folded law, documents worn thin with hope. They said the room was full already, no chair, no time, no scope. The doors were closed with velvet hands, polite excuses dressed as graves. And Justice learned a quiet skill, how not to look me in the face. I spoke of treaties torn apart, of signatures turned into lies. They nodded gently, sipped their wine, and let my country slowly die. For truth is heavy when ignored, it settles deep inside the chest. Silence, when it wears a smile, can break a man more than the rest. If you will not hear us, then remember us. If you will not hear us, then remember us. I learned that words can bleed unseen, that law can fail without a sound. So I made my body speak where justice would not be found. Some protests never raise a voice, they simply stop the heart to say this world was told and chose to turn away. No shout, no flame, just breath withdrawn. The loudest truth is silence chosen. If you will not hear us, then remember us. And in that room where words had died, history finally listened. He learned the weight of numbers young, how coins can close or open doors. Some men build walls with what they earn. He built a path for something more, a ledger filled with human names, not profits stacked against the cold. He knew of fortune's truest test is what it dares to let go. He fed the hungry, armed the brave, paid for the words that wouldn't bend. When rifles failed or papers burned, his trust still carried men. No speeches carved his reputation, no flag was sewn upon his chest. Just quiet help that never asked to be announced or blessed. Wealth is not kept, it is past, and in that flow a future stood. Wealth is not kept, it is past, and in that flow a future stood.
Mistaking kindness for a flaw, they never learn that giving shape can be the strongest law. When prisons came and nights grew thin, his balance never turned to fear. For what he spent on living souls, no jail could take from here. Let the piano keep it clean, let the bass stay true. Some revolution move on trust before they move on you. Wealth is not kept, it is past, and in that flow a future stood. Wealth is not kept, it is past, and in that flow a future stood, because he let it through.
No single step can hold a road, no lone voice keeps the night away. He learned the shape of many hands and taught them how to move as one each day. Not louder words but clearer lines, not faster blows but steadier pace. For freedom needs a place to stand before it learns to run the race. He stitched the gaps between the brave, turned courage into something shared. When plans grew thin and tempers broke, he stayed to make the structure fair. A cause can fail by rushing first, or last too long without a spine. He held the middle firm and clean, and kept the circle tight in time. We move together, we move together, we move together, we move together. Empires fall from brittle speed,
revolutions from scattered trust. But what endures is patient work that turns resolve to daily must. He knew the cost of staying near, of listening when tempers burn. Some victories are built in rooms where everyone agrees to learn. Let the bass keep walking straight. Let the piano hold the frame. A future isn't sparked by chance, it's organized into flame. We move together. We move together. In that motion, slow and sure, the cause learned how to laugh.
I learned my name in many tongues. None of them taught me where to stand. The streets were cold in foreign cities, yet injustice felt the same in every land. They told me nations make the rules, the flags decide who gets to breathe. But hunger speaks a common sound, and chains repeat what hearts believe. I stood where workers gathered low, hands crack, voices rough with need. Freedom wasn't folklore there, it was a question dressed as greed. I spoke of home without a map, of people sold but not erased. For when oppression shares a face, resistance learns a wider pace. No border for the cause, only the will. No border for the cause, only the will. They feared a woman who would not choose silence, safety, or retreat. They called her foreign, called her traitor, as if justice had a seat. But history is not a room, nor owned by any single voice. It moves where courage finds its form and dares the world to make a choice. No anthem here, no anthem here, no promised land, no promised land. Just truth carried from hand to hand. No border for the cause, only the will. And in that will the lines grew thin. No border for the cause, only the will. And in that will the lines grew thin, between the world that was and what could still be built.
The road was never
meant to last. It broke beneath the winter's weight, so he chose motion over ground and taught the wind to calculate. No trenches held his way of war, no border kept his breath in place. He rode where maps refused to go and turned pursuit into a chase. Steel rang sharp beneath the snow, commands were given mid-gallop. An army moves the way he thinks, fast enough to never stop. They feared the sound before the sight, the dust, the echo, then the flame. A shadow cutting through their lines before they learned his name. I don't hold the line, I ride through it. Drums collide, then silence hits like hooves pulled tight. I don't hold the line, I don't hold the line, I ride through it, and in the blur of speed and snow, the front kept moving forward. I don't hold the line.
Before the rifles met the dawn, before the snow knew blood and fear, he stood where young men learned to stand and taught them why they were still here. No flags were raised inside that room, no enemies to strike or see, just discipline and quiet breath and futures learning how to be. He spoke of aim before the fire, of patience sharper than a blade. A soldier isn't born from rage, but shaped by choices slowly made. He knew that chaos breaks too fast, that courage without form will bend. So he gave structure to belief and turned resolve into command. The battle begins before the first shot. The battle begins before the first shot. They marched from classrooms into war, carrying more than loaded steel. Each step recalled the nights they learned what discipline was meant to feel. Empires fall to sudden blows, but freedom lasts when trained to stay. And every victory they earned began the day he showed the way. Let the bass keep time, let the piano count. A nation learns to stand before it learns to mount. The battle begins before the first shot. The battle begins before the first shot. And in that truth so calm and plain, a future learned to hold its ground.
They knew my name before my voice, the shadow that I never chose, a general's child, a borrowed light. That's how the world suppose it goes. But I learned early what names can do. They don't decide where you will stand. Only the moment you step forward tells the truth of who you are. I watch the maps, the sleepless nights. Orders weighed heavier than blood. I could have stayed behind the lines, protected by the name I love. Instead I tied the same dull boots, stood in the same demanding row. Not as his daughter, not as a symbol, but as a soldier meant to go. I did not inherit the war. I took my place in it. Respect is not a family gift, nor something time will hand you down. It's earned when fear has every reason, and you still don't turn around. I carried orders, learned restraint, kept silence sharper than command. For loyalty is proven most when no one needs to know your name. Same uniform, same rules, same weight of dawn. No father here, only the cause to carry on. I did not inherit the war. I took my place in it. And history for once understood that legacy is chosen. And history for once understood that legacy is chosen.
They said the country had collapsed, that laws were ash, the flag a ghost. But nations don't dissolve so fast when someone stays to guard the post. He held the idea through exile rooms, through scattered men and thinning trust. For what survives a fallen land is duty carried, not discussed. No throne awaited patient work, no crowd applauded careful hands. He wrote the future line by line while standing on uncertain plans. A government without a ground still breathes if conscience stays intact. He proved that states are built on will, not soil alone, but chosen acts. The state still stands because we stand for it. Power tempts the tired heart to trade tomorrow for relief. He chose restrained where others rushed, and patience over loud belief when history demands a cost. Some pay in blood, some pay in years. He paid in nights that never slept and choices sharpened out of fear. Let the piano hold its ground, let the bass remain. A nation lasts when order does not break. The state still stands because we stand for it, and in that stand so calm and firm, a future learned its name. And in that stand, so calm and firm, a future learned its name.
I crossed the ocean with a question, not a gun, not a flag to wave. In rooms where words decide the future, silence is the first thing enslaved. They said a nation needs a ruler, I said it needs a voice. For freedom starts the moment people learn they have a choice. Ink can travel faster than fear, print what power hopes to hide. A paper passed from hand to hand can teach a country how to decide. I wrote for those who'd never been asked, for streets that never got a say. Because democracy begins the day the crowd won't look away. The right to speak is the right to begin, and in that speech so open-faced, a modern nation found its voice. They called me foreign, called me early, said the time was not yet here. But justice waits for no permission when the truth is finally clear. If nations grow by learning loud, not whispering behind closed doors, then let the people print their minds and open up the future's floors. Let the piano argue plain, let the horns invite a free press isn't noise, it's public light. The right to speak is the right to begin, and in that speech so open-faced, a modern nation found its voice.
They try to take our names away, said sound itself could be erased. But letters learn to stand their ground in mouth that history misplaced. He saw a nation in its words, not borders drawn by force or fear. For when a people keep their tongue, their future stays within their ear. No army guards a grammar book, no law can make a sentence breathe. Yet classrooms build what wars can't save when voices learn what they can be. He taught that speech is dignity, that writing makes a people whole, and every child who learned to read reclaimed a piece of stolen soul. If the language lives, the nation lives. And if the language lives, the nation lives.
They mock the work as small and slow, as something history wouldn't see. But empires crack when memory stays and sound refuses tyranny. He didn't rush the shape of time, he made it clear enough to last. A future written carefully so no one could deny the past. Let the piano state it plain, let the bass align. Freedom starts. Final words are mine. If the language lives, the nation lives. And in those words so simply kept, a country learned to speak again.
No speeches, no flags, just timing in the dark, a corridor breathing, walls listening, light held back, a door opens slowly and no changes hands, nothing written twice. I walked where names dissolved, I stayed where faces blurred. I learned how silence moves. I moved between signals, I moved between signals. Footsteps measured, breath divided, seconds counted by instinct. A glance too long, a pause too short. Everything balanced, nothing shouted, nothing claimed, only carried forward. I move between signals. Ink stains the edge of night, paper warms inside a coat. Hands remember what mouths forget. Credit followed, only the next step mattered. I crossed rooms without borders, past hours without clocks, left before memory settled. I moved between signals, I moved between signals. If it ended there, it was enough. If it vanished, it survived. No flags, just timing. That was enough.
Night holds its breath, windows count the hours, streets forget their names. A coat buttoned tight, a thought kept sharper than any blade. I learned how waiting works, how silence stays useful, how fear can be folded. Steps measured in half-light, corners memorized, every second rehearsed. I stood where nothing moved and everything depended on staying unseen. I carried no signature, left no trace, only intention. The city blinked once, then looked away. That was my moment. I walked through narrow chances, past doors that never opened, toward a point without return. No hesitation followed, no question asked. The plan remained clean. I stood where the world narrowed to a single decision, held long enough. If it ended there, it was complete. If it vanished, it was done. Night released its breath, windows forgot the hours, the street learned nothing. That was enough.
Night presses close, steel stays warm in my hand. The city keeps walking. I learned how to wait, how to look ordinary, how to breathe without sound. Every step rehearsed, every doubt folded away. Nothing carried twice, a room grows smaller, the moment grows heavier, time narrows. I remember why I'm here, I forget everything else, the past stays straight. I move when the signal fades, I stop when the world blinks. The choice stays mine. No witness needed, no promise spoken, only the strike is quiet, the reason is not, the air changes. If this is the end, it is complete. If it continues, it has begun. Night releases me, footsteps scatter, the city keeps walking. That was enough.
was enough. The land keeps quiet under borrowed seasons, roots listening. I learned the weight of words, how they bend without breaking, how they wait. Fields remember footsteps, even when names are changed, even when voices thin. I wrote what could not march, what could not shout, what had to stay. The soil answers slowly, but it answers every time. Loss wears many colors, not all of them bleed, some just stay. I watch the sky refuse to belong to anyone but itself. What was taken learned to hide, what remained learned to endure. Both stayed alive. I wrote so the ground would know I wrote, so silence would not win. I wrote to keep time. If the land speaks later, it will remember this. If it forgets, it will still feel it. Nothing hurried, nothing surrendered, everything held. The field waits, the words stay, that is enough. Morning drills repeat, dust settles on boots, lines hold, and how order breathes, how patience sharpens, how silence trains. Steps align without shouting, eyes forward, time measured. A command waits until it no longer needs to be spoken, then moves. I watch chaos fail against steady hands, against preparation. Steel is useless without calm, speed without direction fades, only discipline lasts. Maps change, borders shift, training remains. I stood where instruction mattered, more than courage, more than noise. What we practiced carried us further than hope alone. If victory arrives, it recognizes form. If it delays, it respects endurance. Nothing rushed, nothing wasted, everything prepared.
The line holds, the rhythm stays. That is enough.
I learned how distance works, how days connect without touching, how resolve travels. Hands pass letters, rooms change names, the thread stays, pain interrupts, it never ends. Only pauses. I carried what could not wait across borders of sleep, across failing strength. Silence became a shelter, breathe became a signal. Time learned patience. What breaks does not vanish, what bends does not yield, it continues. I followed the quiet work that never asked to be seen, that holds others upright. If the body slows, the purpose walks on. If the voice thins, the meaning stays. I kept returning, not to be strong, but to remain. Distance closes when commitment holds. That is enough.
Two men waited in borrowed light, breath held evenly. No signal spoken, no promise made, the moment agreed. We stood side by side, not looking back, not looking ahead. One step taken, another followed, the space closed. Hands steady, time precise, nothing rushed. What was decided was not sudden, it was shared. Crowds moved on, history slowed, our choice stayed. No hero called, no name required, only alignment. If one faltered, the other remained, balance held. The act was brief, the weight was not, it carried.
crossed one direction, no return. If it ends here, it stands complete. If it echoes, it is enough. I learned how waiting sounds when oceans stand between purpose and return. Letters crossed winters, funds crossed doubts, trust crossed years. No uniform carried my name, no crowd learned my face. The work continued. I stayed where endings fade and beginnings repeat quietly. Time asked for patience, not courage, not speed. I gave what could be spared, then what could not, and stayed. Distance made promises heavy, I carried them anyway without witness. Days passed unmarked, nights stayed clear. The line held. If history arrived late, it arrived intact. That mattered. I waited without demand, worked without applause, remembered without claim. When the door opened again, nothing needed proving, only presence. That was enough.
I learned how systems breathe, how quiet lines connect without drawing light. Money moved like weather, names stayed interchangeable, the work remained. Plans grew patient, steps stayed small, purpose stayed exact. I trusted structure more than impulse, more than chance. Rooms changed owners, routes changed hands, the network held. Nothing flashy, nothing loose, everything accounted. When pressure closed in, order tightened, not voices. I chose the unseen work that survives its makers, that teaches others. If one piece fell, another carried, balance restored. What they ended was a body, not the method, not the design. The pattern stayed, the will circulated, that was enough.
The hills remember how silence breaks when footsteps circle. Night tightened its grip, then loosened. Too late. They learn my shape without seeing it. They learn my name without hearing it. I moved where paths forked and waited where fear lingered longer than light. Steel stayed hidden, intent stayed sharp. Patience learned its hour. They searched the ridges, counted shadows, missed the breath behind them. I struck without warning, left without proof, only distance. The forest closed again, as if nothing passed except rumor. I followed the sound of pursuit until it turned inward and slowed. If they chased, they scattered. If they paused, I advanced. They called it instinct, they called it luck. I called it knowing the ground. Snow-covered tracks, rain-erased plans, resolve adapted. I stayed ahead of names, ahead of orders, ahead of fear. When dawn arrived, it found nobody, only caution. The hills kept quiet, but they knew what moved through them. If the hunt ended, the present stayed. If the name faded, the warning remained. That was enough. I burned through nights like they were borrowed and cheap. Go learn my name, luck left early, I stayed. They called it waste, they called it failure, I listened. Then the noise thinned, the mirror spoke, and I turned. What I lost stopped mattering, what remained chose me. I spent what was left on distance, on risk. Doors closed behind me, paths open ahead, unknit. I learned how endings work. They don't arrive clean, they commit. No virtue claimed, no past repaired, only direction. I walk without apology, without return for. If redemption waits, it walks slower. I don't.
I traded excess for purpose and kept moving. The night recognized me, then released me. Change, that was enough. I walked without a country, but never without direction. Borders changed, names shifted, the road stayed. I learned how exile sounds when hope refuses to settle. I carried a song not to sing, but to remember. Cities passed through me, languages piled up. The purpose remained clear. I fought beside causes that were not mine alone, but felt familiar. Freedom asked for patience, then asked again and again. I lost friends to mornings that never came. I kept going. If I could not return, I recorded. If I could not win, I testified. The story outlived the body. The voice crossed oceans unbroken. I left no grave, only a song, still walking. If history listens, it will hear this. If it forgets, it will hum it anyway. That was enough. That was enough.